loves, welcome back to my channel. So can you guess what's on the menu today? Now today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm doing my first voiceover, and trust me, I had a blast doing this, and it may not be perfect, but hey, who is looking for perfection anyways? So before we move on, go ahead and comment and let me know what you think we're making today in this video. So let's get into it. Alright, so we are using Kraft pepper jack cheese with jalapeno. So we're gonna go ahead and open it. Yeah, so first time doing a voiceover, guys, so just bear with me. So there we go, opening the packet, and we're gonna go ahead and grater that. So while we grater that, can anybody guess? Just press pause here and guess what we are making in this video. Can anybody guess? Alright, let's see. Alright, so we're gratering away. Look at that, look at that, look how quick that is happening, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm building that muscle, I'm telling you, look at that. Alright, so we're just gonna go up and fast forward through this part. Right, and there we go, we're all done. That's one. Now still have another two to get through, but of course not going to show that in the video, so we'll just skip out that part. So number two, we're using extra sharp yellow cheddar cheese, and it's from Cracker Barrel. Shout out to my friend Tracy, she always hooks a girl up. Right, and we're gonna go ahead and grate this as well. So I'm always excited when I make this, guys. Hope persons are making comments before they finish watching this video or before they realize what we're making. But yeah, getting it out of the package, and we're gonna grater it again. So let's go, building up that muscle in that right arm. Just look at me go. All right, so there we go. Look at that, it just slowed down, and we are getting that last bit out. Yes, we don't waste stuff around here, guys. All right, so that's the one, and we have another that we're gonna grate as well. Of course, we're gonna skip over that section, and we're gonna move in to cheese number 3. So I forgot to show you this before I started gratering it. So this is our Parmesan cheese, and fresh Parmesan cheese. And guys, oh my gosh, didn't realize how much I love fresh Parmesan cheese. It's so good. So going back to gratering it all up. So I'm kind of starting in the middle of the video because I wanted you guys to guess what I'm making. So again, before you move on from here, just press pause and put in the comments what you think this video is about. So there, I'm letting you know that's our third cheese. So we have our mozzarella cheese there from Dutch Farm, and we have the Parmesan cheese. That little container right there has in the Parmesan cheese that we grated. We're going to be adding some Philadelphia cream cheese right there, and of course the other two cheese that we grated early on. So yeah, so here we have some water on the stove boiling away, and we're about to put our ingredients in. Anybody guessed yet what we're making? I'm sure y'all figured out what we're making by now. So we have our Eve macaroni, we have the shell macaroni, and we have the regular elbow. Don't worry, the mixture of macaronis is just fine. Let's get into the, or as I was saying, we are making macaroni and cheese. To be more specific, it's my 5 cheese mac and cheese. It is so good, guys. So as we said before, we're using the Eve macaroni and cheese. We have the shell and we have the elbow here. So here we are pouring in our elbow macaroni into one pot. Of course, we had the pot on the stove previously boiling, and we didn't throw in the the macaroni until the water started to boil, and of course we added some salt to the water as well. So here we are just mixing all that together so that our little elbows don't start sticking to each other, right? And there's also another step that we do just to ensure that they don't stick to each other, which is, as you are about to see me add a little bit of oil to the water, and that also helps it prevent to prevent the sticking, guys. So you don't need much, just a little to get that done. So that was the first part. Now in our second part, now before we move on, we're just gonna go ahead and put the lid halfway over the pot. Don't cover it, guys, because you know that will only overflow. So in the second part, we're gonna go ahead and add our shell macaroni at this point. Same procedure, wait till the water starts to boil, add some salt, and then go ahead and pour in our macaroni. So we're using 3 packs of the shell macaroni, and yes, this was definitely not for my mother and me alone. This was just for a little event that we were keeping, and persons requested that I make this. So there we go. I think that was pack number 3, or was that pack number 2? That was pack number 3. So here we go again, mixing all that together to ensure our little shells don't stick together. Oh my gosh, don't they just look at those little cute stuff on the beach? Love it. Alright, adding our oil here and then giving it a little stir again. Alrighty, and we're going at it. Loving it, yes. So we are gonna go ahead and put our lid on. I was having a hard time with this lid, trying to figure out how to not close it, so just had to tilt it in a little bit and leave that little space so it doesn't overflow. Alright, so there we go. Moving on to something else. No, this is my little secret ingredient when it comes to making my mac and cheese. So I have my miniature food processor here, so it's a little bit so small and cute. And to that I'm gonna add some garlic. I think I added about 5 cloves of garlic. See me trying to take them out to show you how many I used. So I think in total it was about 5 cloves of garlic and 2 small onions that I put in the processor. I just roughly chopped them. And then I'm gonna go ahead and process them. So just pop the lid on at this point. Yes, go ahead, pop the lid on, Trev, and twist. So this one doesn't have any of those little buttons or anything. Just pop the lid on and then you kind of twist it, and once it reaches to a certain point, it starts to process. So there we go. We're gonna be processing it here for about 15 to 20 seconds. Then I'm gonna stop, adjust my camera so you can see. And then scrape down the sides a little bit with my knife. Yeah, like I don't have any other utensils in the kitchen, but so it go. Right, scrape down the sides, and then we're gonna pop the lid back on and start to process again. Right here, I don't know what happened. Maybe something did, one of the pot cover them did slip off, but went to check it, came back, finished processing it for just about 5 or 6 more seconds, and we were done. Alright, so here we go, and we're here just mixing the macaroni to ensure that they're not sticking together. Alright, no, as I was saying before, what you just saw me do with the onion and the garlic, that is my little seasoning that I'm gonna add to my mac and cheese. Now that is what makes my mac and cheese different. You can't tell me how I make over the pot? Alright, just checking on the shell as well. They're almost done cooking and they're gonna be perfect. Guys, remember, we want to cook our macaroni to al dente. You don't want them to be soft, because remember, we're going to pop them in the oven to finish baking. So you just want it al dente, which means it's soft but not completely soft. Still has a little chew to them. Alright, but yes guys, that garlic and onion is my little secret to my mac and cheese. As I said, I love to season everything. So wherever I can put seasoning in, guys, yep, I do that. So here we go. Yes. Alright, love. So We have our aluminum pan here, and this is what we're going to be using to pour our macaroni in. So I'm just going to be greasing the pan. So as you just saw, I'm using some shortening. And why shortening instead of butter? Because to be honest, I find shortening to be a little more effective. So I'm just gonna use my hand, no better tool in the kitchen than your hands, and just spread this all around the aluminum tin. Yes, we are getting into all of those little creases and crevices and getting everything, and then we're just going to use our hands and move it all around the pan. Yes, look at that. Ooh, getting it everywhere, guys. So refreshing. Alright, so sorry that you didn't get to see, but we're going to add some flour to that tin and then just finish greasing the pan. Now here what we have currently is I'm taking some of the liquid from the pasta. We've already turned the fire from under the turn off the fire from under the pastas, and I'm taking out some of the liquid which I'm going to use to help me make the roux for the sauce. So took out 1.5 cups of that liquid, and we're gonna put it aside, and we're gonna go ahead and drain the pasta. So just put my colander in the sink and poured the pasta in the colander and allowed all of that liquid to run off. You don't want to leave your pasta in the water, guys, because it will just cause the pasta to become very soft and soggy, and you don't want that in your mac and cheese at all. You still want the pasta to be al dente. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and pour off our other pasta, the shell, right here. Guys, you can get a facial steam right now. Open up all those pores with that steam coming from the pasta. Look at that, guys. Just put your face there and get that steam opening up all your pores so you can get a clean and you can cleanse your face. Right? So there we go, shaking out all of the pasta out of the pan. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you a close-up view of what this looks like. There I'm going to see I put in your face right in the pasta. Yes, you can see it. Look at it, looking so good. So moving on to our roux, we're gonna go ahead and put some butter. Look at that. This camera just will not focus. Like, what is with the camera? Look at me, it just not getting into focus, guys. And I'm so persistent. Look at me, I just putting it in your face. But guys, as you can see, it is butter, and we're gonna use about half of that in the pan. Now we have a big Dutch pot right here, and I use a Dutch pot for two reasons. One, it's thick and it won't easily burn, and two, because I use 4 pots of pasta, I need a pot big enough to hold all of that. So go ahead and cut the butter and added it to the pan and allow it to melt. Just look at that butter go. You know they say butter makes everything better. I so believe that. Just look at it run across the pan, guys. It looks so yummy already. Yes. So you need something flat so that you are able to maneuver and use your hands to mix what we're about to do. So there we go, adding the seasoning that we processed earlier. So we want to add that at this point. Just look at me with this knife again. Like, seriously, I don't have any other utensils in the kitchen. I just insist on using this knife, but so it go. That's what we had on hand, so that's what we're using. And that's scraping out every single bit of that seasoning. Look at me, just going and scraping out every, I don't know, Jamaica, we have this thing about don't wasting nothing. But right, guys, and once you drop that seasoning in the pot with the butter, the entire kitchen just got this aroma. Yes, lift that scent up. God, it smells so good, guys, trust me. So finally got another utensils than the knife. So here we go with the spoon, moving it, and we're moving it around the pan, allowing it to melt completely and blend with that onion and garlic. I cannot stress how awesome it smells already with the onion and garlic and butter in the pan. Oh my gosh, guys, I tell you though, this macaroni will give you an arm workout, because the amount of time I had to mix and move around, my arm was getting a real good workout here, guys. Yes. So I'm showing you a quarter cup because we are about to pour 2 quarter cups of flour into our butter and seasoning mixture. And because we're doing this, because we want to make a roux, right? And to make the roux thick, we want to add a little bit of flour so that it helps everything come together really nicely. So you don't want to use too much, and you don't want to add it after you put in your milk, because you want to cook the flour a little bit. Just watch, I just knocking out the cup. So you're just gonna go ahead and allow the butter and the flour and that seasoning to kind of cook at this point. So you're going to notice that it's going to start turning a little bit browner than it is, and you just want it to stay there until it starts to come together. So here we go, everything coming together nicely. Look at the bubbles happening, guys. I can't, like, we need smell-o-vision. Anybody ever thought about that? Anybody invented that? Let me know. I need smell-o-vision. Yes, putting that together, mixing all of that. Right, I should tell you, my right arm is going to be so thick. So what we're going to go ahead and add at this point is our heavy cream, guys. And shout out to Surge Island, I love their heavy cream. It is so thick and nice, not a paid promotion, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and add the entire 1 liter container to, yes, shaking out everything. As I tell you, in traditional Jamaican style, we're shaking out every little bit. And I don't finish it, you know? I don't finish it, because guess what? You see that liquid that I took out of the pasta? I'm about to pour it in this pan, this box. Yep, here we go. Pouring it in the box, because as I said, we're not wasting anything at all. So we're pouring it in so that we can shake it up and get out all of the residue that's in there. Is what we just have an earthquake? But yes, so here we go. I guess we're fixing the camera and we're continuing pouring the liquid. Be careful, guys, because it's still a little bit hot. So we're pouring it into the box. We're gonna close back the box, shake it up. There we go. Shake it up, Travina. Yes, Travina, shake it up. And then pour it into our pan. Alright, guys, so we've emptied the rest of the contents of the heavy cream. We just poured the remaining liquid from the pasta, and now we are just mixing everything together. So at this point, we're waiting until the liquid here starts to get thick, and that is when you know you start to add your cheese. So we switch to a whisk, and we're whisking that all together because we want it to be smooth and nice. So we're just continually whisking until that roux, I should say, comes together and starts to get thick. And as you are watching the video, you can see that it's starting to get thick slowly but surely. Right, so again, look at that, even thicker at this point. Remember, guys, our heat or fire is on medium high. You don't want it to be too high because you don't want anything to start burning. So, and you want to ensure that you whisk it occasionally, because as I said, you don't want any lumps in your sauce at all. So at this point, I'm just getting everything together and allowing it to get thick. Look at that. Oh, Jesus. Guys, sometimes I wish I could pass this food over the screen. It's so good. So this is my favorite part about making mac and cheese, and is when we start to get all our cheese together. So the first one that I'm putting in is our cream cheese. Remember, I say it's 5 cheese. So this is number 1, our cream cheese. And just like the butter before, we're gonna mix that in and allow it to completely melt before we start adding the rest of the cheese to the mixture. So again, using a whisk is the easiest thing to do at this point, guys, because it helps you to break all of that down and incorporate it into the sauce. So just mix that all together, and remember to keep your fire. If it's getting too hot, then you can always turn it down. But just keep it at a pace where it's melting everything together, but it's not burning your mixture. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Yes, we're just mixing that together. I tell you, my right arm when I was done, guys, yo, I know I build some muscle, cause I was just mixing and watched it knocking off the spoon again. What is it with us and this knocking? Yeah, it's so, I don't know. So here we are about to pour in our first two cheese. So that is the sharp cheddar and our pepper jack cheese. So we're adding that to the mixture first. We see little speckles of jalapeno and peppers. Yes, it's so good. It's so good. So we're adding basically 3/4 of the pan because we're going to use everything, but we're leaving a little so that we can put it on top when we're done. So we're using about 3/4 of the cheese that is in the container. And again, going for a whisk, and we're going to start whisking that together any second. Oh, I guess I decided to put all my cheese in first. All right, so we'll go ahead and put in the mozzarella cheese here, and there comes our whisk. So we're whisking all of that together. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Yes, me even getting tongue-tied, guys. I don't know about Uno, but my mouth of water right now watching this. Like, I wait there again, it done? Like, seriously? I'm loving this, you see? Now, if you did not add that flour to it before, it would not look this thick, guys. Trust me. And because you want it to hold in the, when you bake it in the oven, you want to add that flour at the beginning to help all of that come together. So there we go, guys. And once you see that the cheese has started to melt, then really at this point you can turn your stove on very low, or you can even turn it off, but I kept mine on just a little bit longer. Look at that. God, just look at that, guys. Oh my gosh, look at that. No, sir. I'm not gonna make this again because I'm kind of hungry right now. Okay. Yes, Jesus. Oh my gosh. No, sir. I seriously want some of this to eat right now, people. Ooh, I just tasted it and it tastes awesome. Ooh, contain yourself, Trevina. Okay, so here we go. Shaking in our pasta. You say, come on, but don't worry. As you touch it, it's just gonna fall apart and mix right into that mixture. And guys, another tip for you when you're making baked mac and cheese: don't make it too dry. You want to always have enough liquid in it to help you make that sauce. Sometimes we make it and the sauce is just barely enough to cover the mac and cheese. You want to have enough in there so that you can coat and mix. You notice that it still has that moisture in it when we're mixing in the macaroni or the pasta, I should say. Ensure that you have enough liquid in your mixture. Now, to be very honest, guys, you can't eat this just so you know. To be very honest, not no wrong if you eat it like this. I think it was at this point that I turned off my right there. We see a pause. I turned off my stove right there. Not no wrong if you eat this, so. Now you have some persons who want to add coloring to give it color. Listen, it don't need no more color than what it have there, so, because all of the taste and all the spices and all of everything coming together is going to be awesome. Now, as I said, you don't have to use the same 5 cheese that I use. You don't even have to use 5. If you have 3, I tell them 3 is the minimum. You can't use any less than 3 types of cheese, I think, to really make a good mac and cheese. So you need at least 3 cheese to get a really good mac and cheese. See, me I tell say it tastes good, guys. Yes, see me a dance, so you know, yes. So as I told you before, I added some flour to the container and just floured the pan as well. As remember before we greased it with the shortening, I just added a little bit of flour to it now, and this would definitely prevent the mac and cheese from sticking. So any minute now you're going to see the mac and cheese just pouring into the container. Lord have mercy on my soul, because I am telling you, look at that. Oh Jesus. Yes. It is so good. Guys, trust me. I tell persons, for me enough to make baked mac and cheese like that box up not only a child's play, to be very honest. Or you use it when you want something quick, but when you want good mac and cheese, you have to put in the work, guys. You gotta put in the work. So you want me to tell you one little secret to happen right here? So you notice the pan don't even not so full. Guess why? But then I try see. I'm gonna take out salt. You notice? And make a second little one. But it never work out, so I just have to pour back everything in the pan and just, you know, move it around. So yeah, look at that. It is so, guys. And you can use any type of pasta, guys. You can use penne. I actually like using the penne because of the ribs on the pasta, so it holds the sauce a little bit more. But you can use any pasta that you have on hand. Alright, so what we are going to be doing right now is actually sprinkling the top with the remaining cheese that we had from before. We're going to be sprinkling it all over the top of the mac and cheese, because you can't just make it like that. You need, like we never have enough cheese already. No, we have to overload it on cheese. So we're adding that rest of cheese to the top of the mac and cheese to allow it to melt and get all gooey and nice when you pop it in the oven. So that was our pepper jack and our cheddar, and then I'm gonna sprinkle the parmesan, because remember we haven't used the parmesan as yet, guys. So we're gonna spread the parmesan on top after we've done with those. So as I said, fresh parmesan, trust me, it does make a difference, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and spread the parmesan. Oh, the parmesan, thank you, Trevino. So we're gonna go ahead and spread the parmesan on top, and make sure you spread it all over the mac and cheese, everywhere. Just spread it everywhere. Right. Yes. Like I literally can smell and taste it right now. It is so good. What may I shake? I don't know what I'm shaking yet. I don't know what I'm shaking off. Look there again, we're still shaking. So I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of dried parsley. Now if you have fresh you can use it, but I really don't. And you don't want too much, you just want a little. So I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle a little of this dried parsley over the top. Yes, just let it rain. Or no, it's not raining, let it drizzle. Yes. Or trickle, as we will say here in Jamaica, where I make it trickle. Yeah? So once you've done that, I think the next thing that we're gonna do is sprinkle a little bit of mozzarella on top. Just a little bit. You don't want too much. But you know, we normally add the mozzarella to mac and cheese because you want that gooey thing, that gooey taste. So here we go, adding a little bit of the mozzarella on top. Now once we've done this, we're done, guys. So basically what we're gonna do at this point is pop it in the oven, and you're gonna bake it at about 400 degrees, 370 to 400, for roughly about 30 to 40 minutes. Guys, I can be honest with you, I did cut that part there. May I be very honest, I did. So yes, you're gonna. Alright, girls, to be very honest, because we were making it for an event, I completely forgot to video when it came out, but it was in the oven for 40 minutes at 370 degrees, and it was amazing, guys. It tastes so great. This is just a snapshot of a section of it. Look at how the cheese just melted, guys, and you want it to kind of get that brown section at the edge. That's the part I love the most. It was really good, guys. So I hope you loved it and you try it out, and let me know what you think. So remember to like, share, and of course leave a comment. And for those of you who have not subscribed, wait pan, hit the subscription button, and of course hit that notification bell as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video, loves. And of course I have to shout out my country. Remember, let's celebrate Jamaica 58. Yes, it's our independence, guys, and I'm a proud Jamaican.